All right, everyone. Thank you for joining us today for What's Your Social IQ. We have Rob Stutzman is our a subject matter expert with the SCORE Boston chapter with us today. He gives several webinars for us and some in-person workshops that are related to the marketing social media genre. So we're glad to have him here with us again today. As we get rolling, I want to do my SCORE commercial. There's three important things that SCORE does. One is offering information. That information can be found on the website, score.org. There are templates that you can download, whether it's business plans, marketing plans, financial cash flows, you name it. There's just a ton of different templates you can download. There are blogs you can read, videos you can watch on probably about every business topic you can imagine. The other thing we do is the training in the form of webinars and some in-person workshops. We'll be running them. We've got some great topics this fall, and we'll be running through about mid-December, and then we will take a break, and then they'll start up again probably around the second week of January. The other really important thing that SCORE does is the mentoring. Our mentoring is free and confidential, and our mentors are volunteers with a variety of different backgrounds and experience and knowledge to share with small business owners. We work with folks at all stages of the game, whether you're trying to decide if small business ownership is right for you, if you're in that planning phase, or if you're already in business. I don't know anyone that doesn't have a question somewhere along the way, whether it's about related to finances or business planning or marketing or work-life balance, you name it. We've probably got a mentor that can help you. And if it's not within the chapter, we'd look in the district and then the nationwide database for someone to help you. A beginning session is going to be a get to know you. They want to know what your goals and challenges are, and then they're going to work on a plan on helping you achieve those goals or overcome your challenges. Our mentors work as a team. So just because you've been assigned to one mentor does not mean you're not getting the expertise from different mentors. They'll often bring in other mentors to co-mentor, or they'll be reaching out behind the scenes to get more information as needed if there's something that they aren't sure about. So strongly recommended. It is proven that businesses are more successful when they have a mentor helping them along the way. So how do I get that mentor? Really, really easy. You can use that QR code on the screen. You can go to the score.org website. There's a blue box. Put in your zip code. That'll match you to the chapter nearest you. And then they'll ask you a couple questions, and then that chapter will use that information to help assign a mentor to assist you. We are recording today, and I'll put that information in the chat a little bit later just to make sure everyone sees it, to let you know where you can find that recording if you want to watch this presentation again. So I'm going to go ahead and bring this down and give Rob a chance to get his screen going. And yeah, thank you.
All right, Teresa, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Hello, everybody, and welcome to How's Your Social IQ? As Teresa mentioned, we've got a lot of ground to cover. So make sure you put on your seatbelt and get ready for a wild ride through the world of social media. I like to get to know my audiences. So I've got a poll here that we're going to bring up. First of all, the first question is, which social media platform do you use? And we've listed them out there. How often do you think a business needs to post? And we've listed that as the second question. And then the third question is how does your organization, or what, does your organization sell? So if you want to help us out, fill out that poll for us, and I will give you a little bit of, not thank you, a little bit of information about myself. First of all, I've been in business for over 40 years, and I had a variety of sales and marketing positions. I actually had a degree in accounting, and I was in accounting for 3 years and then left that to go into sales and marketing, and had more fun, made more money, and worked less hours as a result. I'm also a 30-year veteran of Verizon, where I led global teams on marketing initiatives. When I left Verizon, I started my own consulting firm that I have that I do when I'm not doing work for SCORE. But within SCORE, I'm a subject matter expert, focusing on marketing and social media. And I'm also the marketing chair for our chapter in Boston. If you want to send me an email, I'd love to get in touch with you, answer any questions you might have after the webinar today. And you can always check me out on LinkedIn with the information that's there. All right, so how's our poll looking, Teresa?
Yeah, I think we've got a really good reply. I'm going to go ahead and close it so we can see the results. So,
Okay. Oh, sorry.
Yep, go ahead.
Okay, so what have we got? Oh, okay, Facebook, not surprising. A lot of Facebook users out there. When you have 3 billion active users, not surprising that it would be at the top of the list. Interesting that LinkedIn has come in number 2. That's actually leads me to wonder if we have a lot of people selling business to business. Instagram, 51%, and then Twitter, YouTube, Google, and then TikTok and Alignable as well. How do we do on the second question?
Yeah.
Oh, I scroll down, I'm sorry.
Yep.
That's on my end. So how often do you think your business needs to post? The majority think every day. That's very much of a common thought. Other people are weekly, and that's also very popular time. The trick is to be consistent and to create a cadence and to do it within the capacity that you have, because you're running your business after all. And then what does your organization sell? We have some people selling hard goods. Most of us are in the service industry. Social media is very popular within the service industry, and so I'm glad that you are able to be on the call today. And then we've got a few people on that work for nonprofits as well, and nonprofits can certainly use social media. Great. Okay, we got a lay of the land. You know me, I know you. And now let's forge ahead. What we're going to do today is we're going to talk about 8 platforms. I know that in the information it said you'd hear about 6. We've added a bonus of 2 additional platforms. We're going to give you some description of what the platform is, what the elements are, how they do their advertising, use cases and benefits. We're going to talk about some best practices, and then we're going to talk about choosing the right platform and then looking ahead to the future. So when you think about social media, this phenomenon that has come upon us over the last, almost 20 years, what is it after all? Merriam-Webster has defined social media as forms of electronic communication through which users create online communities to share information, ideas, personal messages, and other content such as videos. It's not only about community and connection. It's also about congregation. So, it's where are people congregating on the internet? They're congregating within these pockets of social media platforms that are out there. If I advance my slide here. So why do small businesses use social media? Well, first, they use it for disintermediation. Disintermediation is a big word, but it basically means cutting out the middleman. When you are on a social media platform, most of them enable you to do e-commerce. And so people actually do business, conduct commerce within the social media platforms. There's a lot of pressure on businesses, particularly small businesses, that they think they have to be on social media because they hear about the billions of users that are out there. And so there's this pressure that they think they have to because perhaps their competition is, and so they need to be on as well. People use it for customer engagement. They use perhaps email marketing for sending out information such as newsletters and updates, but they use social media to engage their customers, to engage them in discussion, and social media can enable you to do that. Others use it for market reach. They use it to direct traffic to their websites. And as I mentioned, some use it for e-commerce and social commerce, and others use it for training. Why is social media so important? Well, it's important because it's growing. You can just see from the graph here how the number of users is in the billions. That's a worldwide number, but you can just see that it continues to grow. And with that growth is purchasing power. They are a segment of the worldwide community that has disposable income and has the ability to purchase things over the internet and through social media. Our society and our culture has adapted it. The next generation coming through, that when they get to be in their 20s and 30s, it's going to be very interesting to see what impact social media has had upon them, because that's all they've known right now is social media. They've never had a time when there wasn't social media. Market reach is an important factor that enables small businesses to reach outside of their local market to other markets. They can create new channels of distribution, and most do it because their competition has already embraced it. So here's the platforms we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about Facebook, and Facebook owns Instagram. Otherwise, they both together are known as Meta. We're going to talk about LinkedIn. We're going to talk about X, which is the former Twitter. We're going to talk about YouTube, Google, TikTok, and one you may not know about called Alignable. So if you're not actively engaged in these platforms and you're not actively engaged in social media, these are the biggies that are out there that has the gazillion users. And so you've got to be active within those communities if you want to reach a large audience. And to harness the power of the big eight is to harness the future of commerce, as it will continue to be more and more adapted within these platforms. Let's talk about Facebook. Facebook is primarily a social network. It has text, photos, and multimedia that's posted by users. There's now 3 billion monthly active users within Facebook. And Cristiano Ronaldo is a famous soccer player from over in Europe, and he's the most popular on Facebook with 192 million likes. And according to anthropologists and social researchers and social scientists, Facebook is preserving the images of our lives that are vastly crisper and more nuanced than any ancestry record in existence. By posting stuff on Facebook, you are logging a history of that content. So your business, if you can look back on it 5-10 years from now and see what was going on and how you were positioned, what your brand was back 5-10 years ago. Facebook is the 800-pound gorilla's big brother. It's so big that it is the internet to some people. Some people spend all of their time on the Facebook platform. And Facebook loves that, because Facebook does not want you to leave their platform, which is why they keep bringing features and functionality to it to keep you on the platform. The key elements of the Facebook platform is that you certainly have a news feed, that you get information fed to you from Facebook. There's a like button, which is for small businesses. That's extremely important. You want people to like your company page so that when you post information, it will show up in their news feed. There's also groups. Groups are very important when it comes to social media. If you have a particular niche service or a particular niche product, you want to search for those groups that are focused on your service or product, and you want to join them because you want to get into the information flow. You want to understand what's the buzz, and it will help you shape your strategy for marketing to your clients and potential clients that are out there. There's a user profile, instant messaging, marketplace, live, and a mobile app as well. Facebook allows you to advertise on their platform, and they have a very simple methodology where you choose your campaign objective, you choose your spend limit, you define what audience you're after, you add a payment method, you sign up for their ads manager for managing your advertising, and then you just determine where you want to put placement, whether it be in Facebook, Messenger, or Instagram, and it'll cost you about $2 to $15 per day to do that. Some use cases, Facebook is used for special interest discussions. We talked about the groups, and there's 60,000 groups on Facebook today. So chances are, if you've got a special interest, there's somebody discussing that out on Facebook today. People use it for company news. They use it for industry news. They use it for announcing events and contests, for doing commerce, for doing press releases, product surveys and feedbacks, and generating leads. The benefits of Facebook is it's great for business to consumer e-commerce because it just has billions of potential customers. It's international in scope. It's impactful on society. And as I mentioned, they strive to have a captive audience for those that are on the platform. So let's talk about Instagram. Instagram, as I mentioned, is owned by Meta, which also owns Facebook. Instagram is primarily a photo and video sharing platform. It allows users to upload media that can be edited. You can put hashtags, you can put geographical tagging. It was originally launched for the iPhone, but it rapidly gained popularity, and it had 1 million users in the first 2 months. And today it has over 2 billion users on the platform. And not surprisingly, Cristiano Ronaldo holds the most followers at 567 million, which is just a staggering number. And you often hear people say, ooh, let me upload that to Instagram. Some key elements: photos, videos, reels. Reels are short videos. They're usually a minute or 2 minutes in duration. It's much like the experience that you get on TikTok, and it's kind of their answer to TikTok. That it has hashtags. Hashtags allows people to group content within a particular theme. And so if you click on that hashtag, you'll get all sorts of posts from Instagram that are focused on that particular hashtag. They allow you to explore and search the content within their platform. They've got photographic filters. They've got Instagram Direct, Stories, and Instagram Shop as well. You can actually do e-commerce on Instagram only through your iPhone or through your mobile device. So you are able to do e-commerce on Instagram as well. They have advertising. You can advertise on them. You choose a goal, you create an ad, you look for your target audience, you schedule and budget, you select placement on Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger, and you launch it. It will also cost you about $2 to $15 per day, and you'll find your results in the ad manager. Some use cases: people use Instagram for product and project presentations. A lot of people that are in the general contracting business like to use Instagram to show off the projects that they have accomplished and to show people what they are able to do and what they are able to produce. So you want to think about Instagram. If you have a highly visual product or you have a highly visual service, look to Instagram to post that information because it's rich in photographs and graphics that people are drawn to. People use Instagram for company announcements. They also use it for influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is when you have an individual who talks about your product. If they talk about your product and the use of your product, that's kind of like a professional endorsement in traditional marketing. You have somebody out there who's talking about and they are influencing their members out there. So you could imagine if Cristiano Ronaldo was talking about your product and reaching over 500 million members on his Instagram account. People use it for training, and they also use it for customer feedback. The benefits of Instagram is it's great for showcasing products and projects. Make sure that you use high quality photographs because you are going to be competing with people out there that are putting in visuals that are going to be very eye-catching to the users that are out there. It's great for press releases, and it's also great for reaching a younger demographic. Most of the people that are between 20 and 35 have, by and large, gone off of Facebook. They might have started on Facebook, they've migrated away from Facebook, but they've migrated to Instagram, and you'll see them on Instagram. And Facebook saw that migration happening, and so they purchased Instagram. One of the reasons they purchased Instagram. Let's talk about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is employment and business oriented. It's a professional networking platform. It almost has 1 billion registered members, and it's in over 200 countries. 31% of LinkedIn visitors come from the US, so about a third of that number. So it's over 300 million visitors in the US. That's a huge base to reach. 80% of the B2B leads come from LinkedIn. So if you're looking to do business to business commerce, you want to look to LinkedIn. You should minimally be on LinkedIn because your service is targeted towards businesses, and a lot of businesses look at LinkedIn more than they would look towards Facebook, for instance. Bill Gates is the most popular person with 30 million followers. It could be because of the fact that it's owned by Microsoft, but he does have 30 million followers. Google is the most followed organization with over 23 million users on LinkedIn. And LinkedIn it's no longer an online resume. It's your digital reputation. It's your profile. It's your personal brand. So you need to look at your LinkedIn content very carefully and make sure that it's portraying what you want it to portray. Because people are going to make judgment of who you are by looking at you personally. And then if they jump over to your business page, they're going to be making decisions on what they think about your business based on what your business page has posted to it. The key elements, it has a user profile network. It's where you get your feeds. It's where you get your posts. It has company pages. It has the ability for you to set up a business page within LinkedIn. And as I forgot to mention, on Facebook, you have that same capability. You can set up a company page on Facebook as well as Instagram. You can set up a company page there as well. It has groups. Its groups are going to be more professionally oriented. So if you have a product or service that is, needs professional advice, or you're seeking professional wisdom and information, you want to make sure you're joining groups on LinkedIn. It has a tool called Sales Navigator. Sales Navigator allows you to data mine the LinkedIn platform, and based on the information that you put into the tool, based on the geography, the type of company, the type of person within a company, the type of product, it will come back and give you suggestions of people to contact as well as businesses to contact. There is an extra fee for it, but if you're looking for a way to data mine the information within LinkedIn, Sales Navigator can be very helpful. They've got some additional features, top companies that they feature, top voices. They also have a mobile app. They also provide the platform for advertising. And you know the drill. Select an objective, create a target audience, create an ad, budget, schedule and bid, set a daily or lifetime budget and launch. And it will cost you about $3 to $5 per click when you are on the LinkedIn platform. And you'll find the results in the Campaign Manager applet within LinkedIn. So some use cases, people use LinkedIn for their personal branding. It started out as an employment seeking tool and a platform. And so people have their resumes on LinkedIn, and a lot of companies want to see, in addition to someone's resume, their LinkedIn profile and social media profile. It's used for networking. It's used for getting in touch with other professionals that are out there. We talked about discussion groups and lead generation, job seeking, company announcements, collaboration, and driving eyeballs to websites. So the benefits of LinkedIn is it's great for business to business commerce. It's international in scope. It's excellent for networking with clients and prospects. Let's talk about X. X is the former Twitter. It's got photo, text, and video sharing. It's where people are posting and reacting. The app allows people to upload media that can be edited with filters and organized by hashtags and geographical tagging. It has over 550 million monthly users. Elon Musk, no surprise here, is the most popular with over 150 million users. There's been a lot of other platforms that have come out to try to compete with Twitter. Facebook notably launched Threads, and they quickly got to 100 million users, but they have kind of plateaued at that. And meanwhile, Twitter continues to grow. They have over 550 million monthly users. And for some people, Twitter isn't about the news, it is the news. And so that's why you see a lot of discussion about, fake news and stuff that's being posted that isn't really new, isn't really real. That's where it's coming from, is because people are looking at the content on Twitter and interpreting it that it is the news when it really isn't about the news. Some key elements, you've got tweets. I don't know if they call them X's now or whatever, but you still can tweet over the platform. It has content. You have short form messages that you send out. You're limited to 280 characters. It enables you to put photos and videos. It also has hashtags and usernames, retweets and replies. You can send out messages, and there's trending topics, so you can see what's popular. There's lists you can create, and moments, a feature on Twitter where you can kind of group some of your posts together and create a moment. It also has an advertising platform. You can select a simple or advanced. You choose the objective, you create your ad, you select your demographics, you create target features, you schedule it, you set up a funding source, and you launch it. And it's going to cost you 50 cents to $2 per action. And you'll see the results in Ads Manager, which is their platform for reporting results. So how do people use X today? They use it for company news. They use it for product announcements and press releases. They use it for brand awareness. They use it for messages from the CEO. They have people that who are striving for thought leadership. They will use Twitter to get their knowledge out to people and to be perceived as a thought leader within their area of expertise. And people use it for customer feedback. The great thing about Twitter is that people, when they get the tweet, they very often will respond very quickly to the tweet that's out there. They can also retweet, so that the tweet then goes viral, and you are reaching more people than you originally reached. And so people are looking at the platform as kind of reaction to information that's being given to them. The messages are short and pithy. It's you only have 280 characters to work with. The feedback is immediate. It's global in reach. Trending is key. If your information starts to trend, that's an indication that your information has gone viral. And so now you're reaching an even greater audience than you originally set up to reach. And it provides up-to-date news. Very often if something hits the news wires, it'll hit Twitter as soon as it's been it's hit. As soon as somebody does a press release, it'll hit Twitter out there. Let's talk about YouTube. YouTube is an online video platform. It's owned by Google. It's the second most visited website in the world at 2.5 billion users. do you know what is the top website in the world? If you know, stick it in the chat. We'd like to see if you know what is the most visited website in the world. But YouTube is the second most visited website. Users that use YouTube watch more than 1 billion hours of videos per day. There's music videos, there's video clips, there's short and documentary films, there's audio recordings, there's movie trailers, there's live streams, and there's video blogs. YouTube is all about the video. It's all about creating video. It's all about disseminating video. It's all about setting up channels and subscriptions. Most content is generated by individuals, but it's also caught the eye of media corporations who publish videos. A lot of times, people that are creating movies and shows are looking to YouTube to put those teasers out, those trailers out there to get people to come to their movie when it comes out. The most popular YouTuber is Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast is somebody who conducts kind of outlandish pranks and stunts. And he's grown quite a following. He's now got 95 million subscribers. So again, if we think about influence marketing, if Mr. Beast talks about your product or service, now he's influencing his 95 million subscribers. And you often hear people say, you never get bored with YouTube. So the key elements, there's video technology. You can create a video and upload it to YouTube. You can create a video using YouTube, and you can edit the video using YouTube and then upload it to the YouTube platform. It also has live streaming. If you have a special event, you can put together that event and set it up within YouTube for a special live session. And they will come in at that particular time and see what you are presenting to them. It has its own sense of community. People that become subscribers within people's channels, they start posting replies to that, and that generates discussion about the video that they've just seen. There's uploading, there's quality and formats, there's a comment system, and there's channels and subscriptions. They also allow you to advertise on their platform. The first thing you do is set up a Google Ad account. You create a video, you upload it to YouTube, you select a goal, you link it to your website, you select country and language, and it'll cost you about 2 to 6 cents per view of the content. You insert your credit card and you launch it. So the use cases for YouTube, people will use it for instructional videos. A lot of time people, when they get products when they purchase products today, they don't even look at the user manual. They'll just say, if I don't know how to use it, I'll go to YouTube. I'm sure there's a video that tells me how to use it. There's product launches. People will talk about new products that they've put out there. People use it for video logs. Blogs are great for websites. It allows you to put, text and graphics on your blog, on your website. YouTube allows you to put a video log out there, and people, if they get hooked on your blog, they'll get hooked on your vlog, your vlog. It enables people to do interviews. Very popular among YouTube is to have an interview with your clients, or to have an interview with a subject matter expert, and post that to YouTube, put a link from your website to it, and advertise it out there, and get people to come to your website to see the interview that you've set up. There's live streaming. If you want to create an event, you can then create it and stream it live. You can use it for sales campaigns and promotions. You can use it for training. You can use it for a message from the CEO, and you can use it for company announcements. The benefits, as we mentioned, it's the #2 site in the US for traffic. Video plays well on the internet. People more and more are gravitating towards multimedia. They're gravitating towards video. So if you have a website out there, and if it doesn't have video or multimedia associated with it, you're perceived as somebody who's a little bit behind the trends that are going on out there. So placing video on your website, linking them to YouTube, it lets the user know that you are, up to date with the latest trends within the internet and the use of the internet. It puts a face and a voice to the business. It engages viewers with comments and feedback. And you can look in viewers with subscriptions. You have the ability to understand who is subscribed to your. Okay, so let's see who got the answer here as far as.
Yeah, pretty much
number
everybody
one.
guessed Google.
Somebody out there was very, very good. They used the power of Google to come back with the answer. Let's see. We have a lot of people Google. Okay, very good. Someone thought Facebook? Someone thought Facebook, Google. Okay, everybody, you are savvy. Savvy users, out there that Google is the #1 website, most visited website in the world. It's a multinational technology company at its core. It specializes in internet-related services and products. It includes online advertising technology, a search engine, cloud computing software, and hardware. And although it's not a traditional social media platform, Google has transformed Google search to include images and videos as well as e-commerce. And if it isn't on Google, it doesn't exist. Some of the key elements with Google is, first and foremost, is it's a search engine. People who come into Google are searching for something. And when they put something into the search engine, they're fed back content, they're fed back advertising, they're fed back links to websites to get people to come and consume the content. They also offer web-based services. If you ever look at that little in the upper right-hand corner of your browser where you see kind of 9 small boxes, if you ever click on that, you'll get an idea of all the different types of web-based services that Google offers. They offer software and hardware. They offer enterprise services as well as internet services. They do allow you to advertise. In fact, they want you to advertise on their platform. They much prefer getting your advertising dollars than seeing those go to Facebook. So you set up a Google ad account, you select a new campaign, you choose an objective, you select a campaign type, you insert your website address, you set up countries and languages, select a budget and publish, and it will cost you about $1 to $2 per click, and you'll get results in an ad dashboard. Some use cases related to Google: search engine optimization, or SEO. This is where people want to have terms within their website that when people search on those terms, that your link will come up in the organic search. Other people use advertising. When you use advertising, that pushes your link up into the top of the Google page as an ad that people can click on as well. Search engine optimization requires doing some things within your website, as well as doing some things within Google if you have a Google business profile, but getting it optimized for Google. Search engine marketing is a little different. It's where you're using the search engine to market your product and services. If you're doing search engine marketing, you're probably doing advertising as well, because you're trying to conduct commerce through the Google platform. People use Google to increase their website traffic. They want to drive people to their website so they can have a very one-on-one conversation with them. Google also has Google My Business, where when you put in your company name, you will see a profile come up for your business. It generally will provide your address, your telephone number, your website, your email address, but it can also include posts as well, where you can put particular articles or blogs on your Google My Business profile. People use it for competitive research, for product research, and for market research. The benefits, it is the #1 site in the world for traffic. It's interoperability. Every other platform out there links to Google. Everybody knows that if they want traffic driven to their site, they've got to somehow have a relationship with Google in some way. It's widely adapted. The consumers are informed consumers. When they come in and they link to your site, they're coming in already pre-qualified because they've put information into the search engine based on a particular topic, which could be your product or service. So you get an educated consumer coming into your site, which is really great. Let's talk about TikTok. TikTok, the phenomenon. It's a short form video hosting service. It hosts genres like pranks and stunts, tricks, jokes, and dance and entertainment for durations from 15 seconds to 10 minutes. The reason it's a phenomenon is because it's now surpassed 1 billion users worldwide, and within the US, it has over 150 million users in the US. So it's making a lot of noise out there. A lot of people are trying to harness, how do I take advantage of TikTok? What type of content should I put out there? It seems like it's kind of, doesn't seem very business oriented to me, but if your product or service is attractive to a younger audience, 47% of their active users are between 10 and 29 years old. And they're the star with the most followers on TikTok is somebody from Senegal called Kaby Lame. She has over 153 billion users. And the award for the best video goes to me. TikTok encourages content creation and encourages competition. We probably have all heard about the downside of some of the challenges that people have put out on TikTok that other people are doing, and some of them have been, extremely dangerous things to do. The key elements are short videos. There's original content. There's challenges. People will put lip sync videos out there. For You page, they put direct messaging. It also has a live feature. It has what TikTok Pulse, and you can actually do e-commerce over TikTok as well. It will allow you to do advertising on its platform. You have to set up a business account. You select a goal, you select your location, audience, interest and behavior, you budget and schedule, you upload a video or image, and you insert a credit card or PayPal and you launch it, and it's going to cost you about $10 per million impressions. And the results you'll find in Ads Manager. I'm sorry, 1,000 impressions, I'm sorry, and the results are in Ads Manager. So the use cases for TikTok people use it for influencer marketing. People use it for engagement marketing. People use it for product promotions and for sales. If they want to reach Gen Z, they are using TikTok to do that. They use it for promotions and product announcements. They use it for CEO messages, and with TikTok, like YouTube, it's all about the video. But it's short form video. YouTube is for more of your long form video, and they're trying to compete with TikTok on the short form video format as well on their platform. You have a large engaged audience. It is multimedia. It's community driven. It's short duration. You get immediate feedback. You have a worldwide audience. And you can be creative and have a lot of fun with TikTok. Let's talk about Alignable. This is a network you may or may not be familiar with. Alignable is a referral network for small business owners. It's a networking platform with local focus. It's based in Boston. There's over 7 million users on the platform in 35,000 communities, and it's growing. And it follows the LinkedIn model of making connections and recommendations while also receiving them. It's growing your business by growing relationships. Think about Alignable as akin to going to a networking event. When you go to a network event, you meet people, you talk back and forth, you swap your business cards, you start passing referrals and recommendations back and forth. This is all about that in-person event, but it's all online. It's all on their platform, but it's designed for small business owners to link up with other small business owners and to pass information back and forth. When you sign up for Alignable, you put in your zip code, and based on the zip code of where your business is located, it will come back and tell you, here's how many people are in your community. SCORE is on Alignable, and our community in Boston is about 3,500 small businesses. My private business is also on Alignable, and in the Lexington area, I've got about 1,100 small businesses around me in the Lexington area. So depending on where you're located will determine the size of your community. With Alignable, you'll build a profile, you'll build a network, you'll exchange referrals. It also has interest groups. It has an ideal customer feature. The ideal customer feature allows you to put a profile into the platform and to say, here's who I think would be good to link up with. What do you think? And then it will start feeding you information of businesses and people that you want to contact and exchange information back and forth, much like you see on LinkedIn. There also is an advice forum. It's a great place for small business. One of my favorite groups on the platform is Ask a Small Business Owner Anything. As small business owners, there's so much that you have to be responsible for. And sometimes, quite frankly, it can be a little bit lonely. Well, getting in one of these groups, you can exchange information with other small business owners, exchange ideas back and forth. It lets you know that you're not the only one out there that's doing what you're trying to do. Choose your communities. Sponsor. The way they do advertising is by sponsoring you in their what they call local Spark newsletters. What you do is you sign up and you will get a banner ad within that newsletter when they distribute the newsletters on a monthly basis. And the cost is based on the number of members in your community, and they range from $50 to $300 per month for advertising. Use cases, people use it for lead generation. They also use it for getting advice and connecting with other small businesses. They use it for sharing their expertise. And my only caution related to Alignable is with your contacts. Make sure you guard your contacts. They are going to ask you if you want to link your contacts to the platform. I would recommend that you don't do that because they are extremely aggressive. They will contact everybody in your contact database, and that could lead to some awkward discussions and conversations. So I would say until you get familiar with the platform and get comfortable with it, don't give them access to your contacts. The benefits is it's a focus on small business. It enables small businesses to increase their brand awareness. It's got the best match feature that we talked about, and it's got interest groups out there, all for small businesses. Let's talk about some best practices. Regardless of the platform you choose, or if you choose all of the platforms, you want to strive for engagement. It's not enough these days to have somebody just kind of see your content. You want them to see your content and react to your content. You want to see them engaged with your content. That's the trick behind social media today. As such, make sure that when you're posting things, you're posting them to teach, to entertain, to inform, or to inspire. Nothing turns off people more on social media than somebody coming in with a hard sell and saying, order before midnight tonight. They will quickly, disregard you and not like what you have to offer. Keep it short. People have short attention spans, and the youth of today have the shortest of attention spans. So you got to keep your post short. If you have anything that runs, for more than 2 or 3 paragraphs, you're probably not going to get the whole post read because they're going to move on to something else. You want to respond to fans. Very important that when people put a reply or a post to your post, that you respond to that. They're looking for that quick response, so they know that you're active on the platform. Post consistently and at the right times. Generally speaking, Tuesdays and Thursdays in the morning are a good day to post to social media. But look into each of the platforms and understand from their algorithms what's a good time to post on their platform. Get to know your audience. Ask them questions. Try to get feedback. Focus on quality. People nowadays are looking for high quality posts. And if you're have a product or service, make sure you get quality photographs of those products and put it out there. Be relatable and human. People want to see, they want to get to know you as an individual. And by and large, they're buying your product or service, but they're really buying you. So the more they can be, you can be relatable to them, the more likely they're going to do business with you. We talked about use great images, make a video or broadcast live. As we talked about earlier, the trend is more towards multimedia. People are looking for videos. So make sure it's not enough to have just photographs and text any longer. People want to see videos. Test and measure everything. The platforms will give you, excuse me, will give you who's looking at your information and how they're getting there. And people use the platforms to drive traffic from other sources. You should have links on your website. You should have links on a newsletter. You should have links on your blog that they can find you on other platforms as well. Get active in groups. Make sure that you are signing up for and getting involved with different groups. Join a trending conversation. Post surveys. People love surveys. They love to give their opinion. Post questions. Put a question out there. Hey, I'm thinking of doing this, that, or the other. Or what do you guys think of this particular hot trend in the market? Run contests. People love contests as well. Scope out the competition. See what your competition is posting on the platforms. Repackage successful content. If you find something, if you don't have the ability to post to all 8 platforms, pick 1 or 2 or 3. Post something to one platform, see how it does. If it does well, post it to another platform and see how it performs on that particular platform. People love to rate the content that they're reading. Create a content inventory using generative AI, which is most people know about ChatGPT today. Posting, if you're doing it on a daily basis, that is a lot of content that you're putting out there. If you're looking to do it, weekly, that's a good cadence to strive for, to minimally do it on a weekly basis. But you oftentimes have to come up with content. What am I going to post? What am I going to talk about? Well, you have ideas. You have ideas because you started your business. Well, take those ideas, put it in the ChatGPT tool and say, write me a blog or write me an article or write me a newsletter on this particular idea. And it will come back, give you information. You don't have to take it verbatim. You can look at it, edit it, put your own voice into it, and then post it. And it's a tremendous time saver for people that are looking to post on a more frequent basis. Use Google to understand the platform's algorithms. The social media platforms, it's really all about the algorithms. They determine what type of content you are going to see. Now, there's ways that your content can be pushed up on the priority scale, and that's why that's why likes are so important for people. That's why reposting that people do and sharing that people do are all things that the algorithm really likes. But don't try to game the system. As you're reading about how the algorithms are used within the platform, don't try to game the system. They're onto you, and if they catch you, they're going to discipline you, which could lead up to removal from the platform. So, best to work within the guidelines of their algorithms when you're posting content. So which platforms should you use? The big 8 social media sites, they shouldn't be treated solely, as standalone offerings. They're really an integrated ecosystem of communities. They're all about communities, striving to be the most influential platform within their addressable market. They each have, as we've talked about, a little different focus to them. So if people are thinking video, they're thinking TikTok, they're thinking Instagram, they're thinking Facebook Reels, they're thinking YouTube. If people are wanting to network with other people, they're thinking Alignable, they're thinking LinkedIn for that. So they're really an integrated ecosystem of communities. So when you think about which platform to choose, the first thing you should do is define your addressable market. Who am I really going after? Set up a profile of the ideal client for you. And then where are those potential clients congregating? Are they congregating on one of these platforms? You can find that out by getting involved with groups. And you can begin to see, and you can begin to post information to the groups, as long as it's informational and not a hard sell. You can get involved, and then people can certainly talk to you offline about what you have to offer. Determine how visual your product or service needs to be. If you have a highly visual product, or if your product or service is best sold visually, you want to be on some of the platforms that enable multimedia. How do you want to reach and interact with your market? Do you want to do it through email, through phone, through text, through post, through messaging, through video? Think about how you want to interact with your market. Email marketing is still extremely popular. We think everything's going to social media. People still, regularly go through their email. And so if you can get somebody to sign up for your newsletter or for your blog, that you can then email them information. Email marketing is still an important platform as well. Are you a thought leader or follower within your market? This is particularly true of people that are in the services area. They really have to be perceived as a thought leader. That's what people are buying, and that's what catches their attention. So you want to put out information that's going to really address their needs. What kind of results are you looking for? We all want revenue, we all want sales, but maybe there's some other results I'm looking for. Maybe I'm looking to expand my reach. Maybe I'm looking to gain more subscribers. Maybe I'm looking to do other things that are going to lead to higher sales. So define what results you're looking for. Look at what your competitors are using, see what platforms they're on, and then, minimally pick one platform, but get to know it intimately. Get to know its algorithms, get to know what kind of information is being posted, jump in, get involved in discussions that are going on out there, but get to know the one platform and get to know it intimately. The near future, the mega trends, are the big 8 too big? More and more ad dollars are going to smaller networks, smaller networks like Pinterest and those and others like that. Social commerce is becoming the norm. People are looking to purchase stuff through the platforms more and more. Messaging is replacing phone calls. People would much rather today text each other or send an instant messaging through one of the platforms. Long form videos giving way to short-term video, except on YouTube, but you need to get your message across in about 2 minutes is what people will give you. Content creators are on the rise. People are farming out. They're saying, rather than create my own content inventory, I'll use Fiverr or Upwork, so one of those freelance platforms, and find somebody who's a content creator and they can create the content for me. Paid advertising is becoming more intricate. It's no longer just a banner ad. It's a lot more engaging. Social listening is a method of monitoring brand and competition and trends. Social listening is just, it's seeing what's being said out there, particularly when it's in your area of focus. Social audio is coming. It's coming to a channel near you. It's again part of that multimedia push that people, if they really want to see a video, but audio can have its place as well, and it's coming to the platforms. And of course, the impact of artificial intelligence. It's becoming increasingly smarter. There's a benefit in that it helps you create content. It also helps the platform police their membership out there, and they can see and detect things going on in their platform much more easily today than they have been before. So, which is a reason why you want to stay within their algorithm guidelines. The next thing, when we think about what's 5-10 years down the road, the next thing beyond the internet is a feature from Facebook called Metaverse. They've put out their development of Facebook. Apple's also developing, Microsoft, Google. They're all pouring billions of dollars into development, into a hypothesized iteration of the internet supporting persistent online 3D virtual environments through conventional personal computing, as well as virtual and augmented reality headsets. It had a big splash about a year ago. Not a lot of people are hearing about Metaverse these days, except if you're in the gaming industry. What the question people are asking is it a technology in search of an application? So there's been some struggles to get the Metaverse adopted out there. That's all I have. I do thank you all for joining today. If you have any questions after the webinar, feel free to drop me an email. Be happy to dialogue with you. And let me turn it over to Teresa to see if we have any questions.
Yeah, I had a couple questions that were submitted early on, but I think you've answered it when you in the last several slides. I definitely had a couple people that are asking questions specific to their industry. So certainly, if you want to continue the conversation with one of our SCORE mentors, it's really the best way to talk specifically about your industry, whether it's about social media marketing or another business topic. Don't forget to go to the score.org website. And look for a mentor in your area or in ours, in either way. And we would be happy to continue that conversation with you. Yeah, so I think that covers everything. As a reminder, the recording will be available in about 24 to 48 hours on the score.org/Boston website. Well, Rob, thank you very much for a great presentation, and we'll connect again soon. Thank you, everybody.